Becoming the Beast. Yo, what's good, people? Jeff Logan here, Becoming the Beast Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by none other than Logan Performance, Become Nutrition, and No Beast Mode Apparel, and also BTB Academy. And I appreciate you guys for following me on social media and resharing everything. Thank you so much for resharing and making this podcast huge. We're getting close to 2 million plays. What? That is you listening to this, our conversations, and then putting people on by posting it. Your posts matter. Your voice matters. You guys using it, putting it over, your gym stuff, your lifestyle videos. I see everything. Let's get right into it. Mental trainer mode. Let's go, baby. So I was reading a book. I know it's been a minute, guys. I know it's been a minute. I've been working, traveling, making moves, leveling up like it's no tomorrow, in a constant state of prayer, constant state of meditation, just deep into it. And somebody DM'd me and they called me out. I love rising to the occasion. I love rising to the challenge. Say, yo, get back on your podcast shit. I'm like, who are you talking to? But I understand you because it's been a minute. So I got you. No worries. So I was reading a book by Neville Goddard called Feeling is the Secret. Had a profound impact on me. So I'm just going to give you my interpretation of it, right? Basically, your thoughts create your worlds. Also, I've been doing a lot in the BTB Academy. We meet every week in the BTB Academy. So anybody who's complaining about the podcast, hey, where's the podcast? Where's the podcast at? We are in BTB Academy every single week. We just came up on a year. Shout out to my BTB squad, my people. We meet every Wednesday on the BTB Academy. We have one-on-one video calls in the BTB Academy. We level up. We have a network and text group. We level up. We became a tight-knit family. You can join this tight-knit family at any time. Just DM me. Let's get into it. Your thoughts create your worlds. Your thoughts create your worlds. And I say worlds with an S because that means new world, and old world. Each moment that passes, you're creating a world. You have to ask yourself, what world am I creating right now with this thought? Right? There's no such thing as good or bad. What's good to you might be bad to somebody else. What's bad to you might be good to someone else. So it's all preference. So what is your preference? And are you choosing it on a regular basis? Think about if you're a zookeeper, right? And there's an animal in there extremely dangerous. Damn near killed you before. Is a problem, is an issue. Nothing but negativity, nothing but death and killing and pain, and it hurts you. Constantly hinders you. Would you continue to feed that animal? Would you get rid of it? Would you starve it? Would you kill it? My question is, what are you feeding today? Whatever you're feeding today is going to grow, is going to be healthy, is going to be nourished. You can have a nourished, healthy, growing problem. You could have a nourished, healthy, growing triumph. But you pick that with your thoughts. And you have to take this responsibility of deliberately, intentionally creating, or you're going to create by default. If you wanted to paint a picture of a car, of a house, of your family, of your dream self, of your goal body, of the scenery, would you give anybody else the paintbrush? You're the master of your own destiny. The last time you got in the car, going to work, going to the club, going to the gas station, going to the mall, going to a family member's house. Even at the quick, small, non-significant level, you set a deliberate intent, hey, this is the destination I'm going to get to. Did you just get in the car and let go of the wheel? Did you get in the car and tell someone else to take the wheel? Did you just kind of see what the car was going to take you? I don't think so. Also, our emotions are going to be what colors our experience, right? And this is why emotion is so powerful, that emotion, that energy in motion. Because we have to be mindful, people. We got to be aware of what we're doing. Because it feels good to give somebody else the wheel, right? It feels good to give somebody else control. Why? Because you don't got to think. Thinking is a responsibility. That's the thing about BTB Academy. I said, once you put on these goggles, once you put on this lens, you can't really take it off because now you know. You have this awareness of yourself. And you realize that I've created everything up until now. And I create past now. And you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is how it is. You can change anything, but you can't change what you don't acknowledge. You got to realize that your imagination is the playground of the divine, the playground of God, where everything is created, right? And you got to embody this. Imagine how it feels. The I am affirmation is not enough. It's the beginning, but it's not enough. I am this, I am that, but do you feel like it? I am my best self. I am my best self. I am my best self. Do you feel like your best self? No, but I am. You can't have that. The feeling and the I am has to go. They got to go with each other. You can't claim radiant health and not feel it. You can't claim generational wealth and not feel it. You can't claim the love of your life and not feel it, because that feeling is going to welcome it. That's what opens up your hands in order for you to receive. You're not going to receive anything with your hands closed, physically or spiritually. That imaginative act, you have to immerse yourself in it. It's new energy. And this is new energy that you're choosing. It's already there. And this is what I told BTB. I said, you're not really creating anything. You're just selecting it. Like how we selected our clothes today, whatever you got on, you selected that. It was already there. It's just what choice are you choosing? What thoughts are you thinking? What are you choosing to think? Or again, are you creating by default? Are you thinking based on what the phone is showing you? Are you just letting it scroll? Are you letting the stories just play out until you see some shit that you're just letting the stories play out until you see something that's extremely negative? And now it's making you think in a certain way. You can change the channel at any time. The outer world that you live in right now, your outer world, it only reflects your inner state. It's the shadow cast from you, from inside of you. You change the inner and the outer has to follow. It has to, it must, it will. But again, going back to Becoming the Beast Podcast 1, tuning out doubt. You can't feel it for 5 minutes and then cut it off. You're trying to fill a bathtub. You turn the water on for 30 seconds and you turn it off and then complain about the tub not being full. You understand? And when you first begin the shift, the results, they're not immediate. Meaning tangible to the outside is because faith has to be present. Faith has to take over doubt. Faith has to crush doubt, has to kill doubt. And I don't mean faith in the sense of wishful thinking. I mean faith in the truth of your being, like who you really are. Inhabiting the state of your wish fulfilled. Done. This is me. Not in the sense of a far off possibility, meaning you can select this energy of feeling like your true self now. You can step into the energy now. No one's stopping you besides you. Oh, well, I don't have it yet. So why can't you let the energy of it flow through you now? Just because you don't have the thing in a materialized form, that doesn't mean you can't have the feeling now, because the feeling is up to you. It's something that you turn on, because you can even have the thing and not feel like it, right? The feeling is still turned on within you. You got to turn it on first. And where you turn it on is in your imagination. And basically, when you start to imagine these things and you start to immerse yourself in this energy, you start to crank the gears start working, and you start to become this magnet, right? And yeah, of course, you're going to encounter resistance. The old habits try to reassert themselves. The old people in your life try to stay. And you're in this process of shedding, being something new. Or you're in the process of shedding, choosing new energy, right? Shifting to a new frequency. Think about how different when you're on a plane, how different it is on the runway, everybody's boarding versus takeoff. Different energies completely, or reaching cruising altitude, right? Shifting into a new frequency. Some people knew you when you were on the runway. Some people knew you when you were taking off. Now, some people know you at the top. So when you're shifting to a new frequency, you got to welcome the resistance. Because where there is zero resistance, I mean, none at all, that means you're not doing anything. And you don't want to fight the resistance, right? That only gives it more power. Just observe it. Don't entertain it. Don't welcome it in. Don't open your arms to it. Don't embrace it. Let it pass. It's not there to stop you. It's there to remind you where the unaligned energy is, right? What do you revert back to when there's problems? What do you revert back to when things are going amazing? Your default, and that's your default state. So your default state, it needs to be new. It needs to be aligned with who you really are. You need to be happy like the best version of yourself. You need to get angry, get upset like the best version of yourself, because you achieving at a high level, problems don't go away. If anything, it's not even more problems. It's just a different type of problems. Things you haven't encountered because you're entering into something new, a new state. So think about your default state, which you revert back to, and if you like that or not. How would the new you resolve the same problems? When you level up and think about a situation that you were in, whether it was a relationship, a business relationship, or a certain appetite for things, a certain appetite for a different type of entertainment that you used to like. And once you level up, you're like, man, I can't believe, like the new you wouldn't enjoy that type of stuff, right? When I started selecting on a regular basis the most fit version of myself, I didn't have an appetite for unhealthy food, staying up late, damaging my body. Now I look at things, or is it helping my body or is it hurting my body, right? How would the new you resolve the same problems? The big miracle is within, people. You got to step into the truth of who you really are. It's not even becoming somebody different. It's becoming you. You know who you really are at your core being. And if you don't, spend some time in solitude. You don't got to cut everybody off. Solitude just means you're thinking for yourself. You could be around everybody, but just not getting influenced by their mind, not getting infected with their mind, good or bad. Just sitting with yourself, not running from thought, not letting thought escape you, not killing time. Again, it's not becoming someone else, it's becoming who you really are. Who's the real you? Because you are an individualized vibration of God. Don't you create? Have you not created everything that you're doing so far? Have you not created bad situations for yourself? Have you not attracted good to yourself? You got the magic wand. Don't give it up. Because again, I must remind you, something negative that you attracted to yourself is still a form of success. You had the bad thought, you did the bad action, and the bad thing followed. That's manifestation in a nutshell. Now, whether it's good or bad, that's what you get to choose. But everybody's successful. It's just, where does your success live? And are you getting the type of success that you even desire? Pick something new. So this is just a reminder to step into your power as the creator in your life, right? And the more you're aligned with who you really are, the more you're aligned with God, with the Most High, right? With the infinite power. And you might say, yeah, there's limits. The world's unfair at times. But that's set forth to get you to forget, right? To get you to fall in line, to get you to go into the social role, right? Your human side, identifying with being limited versus identifying with being limitless. You got to transcend these limitations. You got to wake up and be aware from the dream of your limits. Who put these limits on you? Align your energy with your true nature, right? Embody that all the time. Again, it's not a 5-minute exercise. I'm going to get into that in a second. So we got Halloween time coming up, right? What did you dress up as last year, right? Think about it. Or anytime, your favorite costume, right? Think about what you dressed up as. Let's say it was Superman, right? Or Superwoman, whatever. You dressed up as this, you embodied this, and then you took the costume off, and you walked in somewhere as you, and no one's treating you like Superman or Superwoman anymore, and you complain. Why they not treating me like Superman, Superwoman? You're not embodying the energy anymore. You took off the costume. So the costume of your best self, this is what I tell BTB. I said, you can't take it off. You got to keep it on. You see how the world starts to align? They start to treat you like what you present yourself as? In essence, it's a costume. So what costume have you been wearing? Put it on. None of this energy is selfish by focusing on yourself, because we live in a society where if you start to speak highly of yourself or confidence, it always gets mistaken for arrogance. And why do they think they're better? Nobody said they're better. They just said they're confident in who they are. And also, you change the entire world when you shift. You raise the vibration as a whole when you shift personally. And it's a domino effect. You don't know how it is in your family or, when you walk into different places, when you go shopping, just as you present yourself to the world, you can make an impact with the small things that you do. The thriving version of you will naturally make others want to thrive. Your presence will become a blessing. So why would you feel guilty for imagining the life of your dreams and then living it? Bring somebody to mind right now who's living the life of their dreams. Could be anybody, right? So what if this person limited themselves and started to feel guilt for wanting to achieve more because of a societal norm or a parent or a sibling or a significant other or anything, or just self-doubt? Because that's what it all boils down to. Anybody could put anything into your brain. Once you accept it, open your arms to it, latch on to it, and then start identifying with that limitation, it's ultimately, it all boils down to self-doubt. That's why doubt is poison. You got to realize the slightest shifts give you power, right? That's why they called it an exercise. In imagination, when you're visualizing things, it's an exercise. It's a visualatory exercise. Why do they call it an exercise? Because you're working it out, right? I'm your mental trainer. I'm working out your mind. I'm making you think a little bit differently than you've been thinking. And that's what BTB is. It's a mindset shift, right? I spent a lot of time when I was on the road to bench 500 pounds in college doing negative reps, putting on weight I knew I couldn't do and just lowering it, having someone to take it off me. Or if I didn't have a spotter, because sometimes I'll work out at 4 and 5 in the morning, I would let it go on the catchers of the rack and I would climb up from under it, lift up one side, lift up the other side, get back under it and lower it again. Very dangerous. Don't recommend that, but that's what I did. I recommend a spotter, but anybody else would just tell you, oh, this is just how it is. You're only supposed to do the positive portion of the rep. And, once you can't do anymore, just hang it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, hang it up. Watch TV a little bit. Pull out your phone. Check out a person that you're attracted to in the gym. No, you can do those little shifts to change everything. So imagine that little shift. If you're doing 3 sets of 10, or you're doing 20 minutes on the bike or 10 minutes on the treadmill, what if you just stepped it up a little bit more? Those little shifts have a domino effect on everything. Imagine my central nervous system where it thinks I'm done with my workout and I just put on a bunch of weight that I can't do and I just lower it. It has to get stronger. The muscles have to adapt to that new stimulus, right? And again, it's a visualatory exercise because we're not just meant to do it one time. Imagine you have one workout. My people who are health conscious, which everybody should be, my workout warriors, right? Imagine if you had the best workout of your life. Then you're like, all right, cool. I'm done working out for the rest of my life now. Wait, what? So what I mean is this thought process, this energy that you embody, it's not a one-time thing. Now it's your responsibility. How many people, when they talk about working out, they say, oh, I had it. Oh, I used to do this. And you're like, oh, what happened? Oh, I started slacking off. I started eating what I wanted to eat, or they blame it. They place the blame somewhere different other than themselves, right? How consistently can you exercise your imagination? The entire universe is within you, waiting to be pushed out every single moment. That new life is one choice away, baby. And the choice is yours. Shift the energy. Again, when did you stop thinking that you were divine? Or if you didn't know, I'm telling you now. God individualized as you. So it's almost like when you choose this new energy of the real you, of your real self, it's like you're claiming your inheritance, right? Imagine you have a distant relative, your great, whoever, and they're like, oh yeah, we got a bunch of treasure for you from like whatever, like year 1800 or something crazy, right? Example. If you never go claim that, hey, that's mine, transfer it over to me, and now I'm going to be able to spend and use this inheritance, right? If you never claim it, it's never yours. You can never use it. You will not experience it. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Claim your inheritance. Claim this energy that you know is yours. Even if the outside appearance is not necessarily aligned with it, but it will once you align internally. And you'll inspire others to do the same. This is the truth you need to remember. This is just a quick reminder, right? I am the creator of my reality. I feel like the creator of my reality. I create my own reality. The moves I make create everything that I do, everything that I experience. I feel in control. I feel in control of how I react, of how I respond. I feel in control of if I react versus if I respond. So again, people, your thoughts create your worlds. So what world are you creating? What world have you created? And I want you to go out there and create the life of your dreams, but you must be a beast on this road. Sometimes you need to go through pain for a wake-up call. Okay? All your pain was necessary. The world is waiting for you to shine. And once you shine, you can't hide the sun. Becoming the beast. Continue being a beast.